Okay, let's try this again. Welcome to the Eclectic Thrifter and Crafter, where we thrift and craft with purpose. It's Thrifty Thursday. As I was about to share before my son's sudden trip to the hospital, we are going to start that wonderful summer thrift collection right here. Beginning with this beautiful, colorful vintage turkey platter. A bucket list find I never expected. I have been trying to find one for years. I found this on 50% off day, and I paid $10 for it. It is by OMG. It is crazed a little bit, but I don't mind. I'm absolutely thrilled. Probably one of my favorite finds for the whole summer. This thrift is actually something I found just this week. So we're very up to date now. Isn't she adorable? I was so thrilled to spot her. She was only a couple of dollars, and as you can see, she has been around a long, long time. Someone took very good care of her. Very close to a doll that my father bought me when I was young. He bought it for me at the state fair, and she had a little pink dress and a little pioneer hat, and I have no idea what happened to her between 1970 and today. But now she's with her little daughter. She has a family now. I was really surprised to find these. Absolutely thrilled. These are hobbyist pieces, obviously. Very 1960s. $1.99. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful condition. They're not damaged. And he does have a little friend. Resale value for this delightful couple is $24 to $34. Next, we have this wonderful special edition Empire State Building erector set. I actually found this yesterday, 50% off, for $7.50. The resale value range is $40 to $70. When you're out thrifting, remember to always look up. I'm only 5'1", and this was on the top shelf. I had been dying inside for several days as Jocelyn, the crazy lamp lady, put back a Blanco cake plate the other day. And I thought, oh, I wish I could find that for myself. But I found this lovely yellow one yesterday. 50% off. I only paid $2.50 for it. Does it glow? No, it doesn't. But for $2.50, it is a beautiful vintage piece. And it's all mine. So I do love Asian themed things, and I'm making my front dining room with an Asian theme, and when I'm done I will show it to you. But this little fellow was 50% off, and he is the final little planter in my little collection. Any little collection I might have, whether it's a planter, a wall pocket, or the little chickens on nests, I limit my numbers between 8 and 12 of each item. This way the collection doesn't become unreasonable. This beautiful vintage cookbook, I paid $2 for it. Its resale value is between $14 and $17. Here we have a delightful made in Mexico vase. The colors and the design are so Art Deco to me. It does remind me of Claire's Cliff, so I'm going to keep this because it is so brilliant. And I'm going to put this in my china cabinet in the front dining room. I'll share that china cabinet with you very soon. I purchased it for $50 this summer. This stunning little vase was only $2. This was a delightful find. This is a Russian hand-painted roly-poly baby rattle. $5. Its value is between $6 and $11, but I'm going to put it with my Matryoshka doll. We'll put her right here. And we're going to give our new little friend a front row seat. Next, we have this wonderful 1960s wall decor It is by HomeCo. It is 50% off, and it has a little friend. Absolutely adorable. If it had its little matching coffee pot, the set would be worth approximately $32. Minus the coffee pot, its resale value is approximately $24. I do love a pretty little unique flower frog. I saw this beautiful flower frog this summer. I was shopping with my second oldest son. I had seen it weeks earlier, but at $22.50 it was way out of my price range. So I waited and waited until my customer card was full. It gave me $10 off, so I was able to purchase this for $12. And since my other flower frogs I've purchased for $1 and $2, I average the price and it becomes a good deal for me. My average price for any piece I collect is approximately $3. And if you remember anything about last Christmas, you know in this house we love vintage games. I found this wonderful game of Rook. I remember the graphics from this particular box, and I remember playing it at a friend's house when I was probably 9 or 10 years old. I paid 50 cents for it. It was on 50% off day, and I'm showing you that on these glossy boxes, you can get the grease pen off with an eraser. And I've been successful at getting marker off with eraser as well, so you might want to give it a try. The one store that stopped doing its 50% off sales a year ago started again, and I think they have a new manager, so I'm very excited. I love the graphics on this box. This is going to be a wonderful addition to the vintage game shelf. Next, we have this delightful cover for a lipstick. Very pretty. Estimated resale value, $14 to $17. We're going to revisit this little fellow. He was $3, and it was as is. Still have not found any damage on it, but it was worth sharing with you again. This wonderful little thing I'm going to be using in my build. It is a salt shaker. And for $1, it's going to go right into one of the little rooms. It is the perfect scale. Here we have this very 1970s wall pocket. This wall pocket was purchased during a sale where if you spent $20, you received $10 off. So I basically received this for free. And I think it's adorable. I'm going to put it in the laundry room. This little fella is going to go above the sink, and I'm going to put my dry L packets in it. And it rounds off my wall pocket collection. Here we have a sweet little moonstone bottle. This little bottle was full of bath salts. The cork was stuck fast in it, so it broke apart when I took it out. I just have to make a new cork for it. I'm going to build a vanity set with this bottle. I've always wanted to have one of these little moonstone bottles. I found it for $6. Next, we have this beautiful little blue and white trinket box. It has some age to it. I do believe it was made in China, but it is very, very pretty. And I do have a little blue and white collection that I've been building, and it's going to go in the Asian themed dining room. And what I love is I can enjoy things for a while, and then I can choose to resell them and change things up. But I think this is very pretty. I do not think it's super old, but I do think it does have some age to it. Here we have this wonderful cast iron wall decor, also by HomeCo. And it came with a little friend. I purchased this on 50% off day. The resale value for this pair is between $14 and $17. The antique flea market next door to the thrift store was closing down to remodel, and these were one of the cast-offs from one of the booths. This little fellow, in the end, was purchased for only $2. It was 50% off. I'm going to be using him in a craft that I will be sharing with you in the next few weeks. He's going to end up eventually in a craft fair. This beautiful piece of California pottery was purchased on a sale, but for the life of me, I cannot remember what the discount was. Made in California. It is a stunning vintage piece. The estimated resale value is $18 to $22. Here we have a delightful little piece straight out of the 70s. It was $3, and it is so giving off an anarcho vibe, but because it's not stamped, I cannot be sure, but it is definitely around that era. Its estimated value is between $14 and $17. Here we have two more little antique flea market cast-offs. They were 50% off. They are going to become part of my little Asian collection, but if I were to sell these, their estimated value would be between $14 and $17. He has a little mark on his nose. It is not damaged. It's a little sunshiny spot. Or maybe he just needs to powder his nose. Here we have this delightful little garden piece with a little perch on it. It is just for decoration, and it is made in Italy. It was $3.99 with a 20% off discount. I could not locate this particular item, so I'm going to give a guesstimated value at between $14 and $17. Next, we have this hammered brass, a child's prayer wall hanging. I paid $2.99 for it, less 20% off. Its estimated value is between $14 and $22. And of course, it wouldn't be a normal thrift for me without finding a teacup or two. The price of teacups in the thrift stores have gone up tremendously, so this was $3.99 less 20% off. I can expect to pay $3 per teacup these days, where I used to only pay $1.99. Here we have this beautiful globe beaded glass porch light. The only electrical related items I resell is vintage lighting, and it has to be vintage. This beautiful globe lamp has a resale value between $18 and $28. Now we have this wonderful antique scale. I love the days when I get to shop with my sons. I love spending the day with them, having lunch, and having coffee with them. My son Nicholas found this on the 50% off rack. This is an Oaks Tipton, Indiana egg scale, and its estimated value is between $24 and $44. This little egg scale is in good condition considering its age. I think it would be a delightful addition to any farmhouse kitchen. These two little guys were random events. I'm going to use one for a gift for one of my children, and the other one I'm going to keep, and probably this one I'm probably going to use as a gift. This one I'm probably going to keep. You see a little mark there? I'm going to repair that in an upcoming video. The two Lazy Susans were hard to find. I had to find those separately, but I managed to find a large one and a small one. My oldest son bought his very first home, and it's from the 1950s, early 60s. So I'm going to give him a nice little mid-century gift. This sweet inspirational wall hanging would be a delightful gift. I paid $2 for this little plaque. Its estimated value is between $14 and $20. Though not labeled Sirocco, it is similar to the construction of the Sirocco wood wall plaques. It is definitely beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I found this delightful little angel just inside the front door of St. Vincent's. I paid $1 for her, and she is going to go on top of my vintage Christmas tree. I couldn't be more excited. She is so sweet. I can't wait to get started. I am probably going to start decorating in 2 weeks, but I'm still working on my build. We've had a 2-week delay due to illness, but it is on its way to being finished. I purchased these beautiful embroidery threads for 50% off. They are going to be part of a Christmas project for this season, and right after Thanksgiving, we will get started on those Christmas projects. Well, we just left this season behind, but I did find these late in the summer. And not only did I find those for $1/4 a piece, I found this entire set for 50% off. I'm going to put them all together, and I will save these and list them as it gets closer to summer. The estimated value for this combined set is between $20 and $24. Boy, does this bring back memories. This is a condiment holder from an old hamburger stand. Its resale value, honestly, is only about $6 to $8. But as a memory piece and for my own outdoor table, it's going to be a winner. I just love it. It reminds me of the old A&W hamburger stands, and that's why I'm keeping it. This is just a little vintage treasure from an old sewing room. No real particular value for resale. I paid $1 for it actually. I am probably going to put a new velvet top on it and make it a display piece. Okay, these were quite fun. These were $6 with a 20% off, and they are beautifully hand painted. We have a parrot and another parrot, a beautiful butterfly, a hummingbird, and another bird, and it looks to be another bird at the bottom. Aren't those beautiful? They're in excellent condition. The resale value is between $14 and $19. Next, we have this charming mid-century coffee pot. I am going to keep this for my personal use because I just love the memories of the mid-century, because that's when I grew up. This wonderful set of coasters I'm going to be using in the build, and I'm going to turn it into a map desk for the library. And I paid $2 for this set. There it is. I think this was my favorite find in the last couple of weeks. This beautiful Asian-inspired tray. $3. I am going to take this out and I'm going to put a polyurethane coat on it to protect the paint. I couldn't have been more pleased with this find. Here we have just one of several vintage jewelry boxes I found this summer. I paid $6 for this jewelry box. The little missing handle is inside the drawer. It is a musical box. The estimated value for this piece is between $28 and $34. Now that the build is nearly complete, I do have some chalk painting projects that I'm going to do this winter. The canvases will be vintage jewelry boxes. Though they're both damaged, this charming set of candlesticks were $1.49 each. They're going to be part of a craft fair project, and I'm going to be sharing that project in a few weeks in an upcoming video. Here we have a vintage glass beaded table runner. The satin on the back is very worn. I'm going to replace that with black felt, and it's going to be as good as new. The estimated value, even with the back restored, is between $18 and $24. We have a couple more orphaned lids. I love finding these. I weight them with plaster, back them, and sell them as napkin or paperweights. I have a new project this year for the lids, and I'll share that with you sometime this winter. My son Nicholas found these for me. He paid $1 each for them. Let's see, one has a little chippy on it right there. This pattern is Madrid by Federal Glass, and even with the little chippy, the value is between $14 and $19. Minor glass chips and flea bites can be managed well with 2000 grit sandpaper. And that wraps up our thrifting experience from the beginning of summer up until today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe. Liking my channel helps the algorithm promote my channel. Please share my Thrifting and Crafting channel with your thrifting and crafting friends. I welcome your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Check us out on Instagram and tap that notification button for upcoming announcements of thrifts and crafts. But most of all, have a lovely, lovely day.